All Blacks versus Wallabies this weekend, last round of Rugby Championship. Game being played in Wellington, where the All Blacks don't have the best record. They haven't won there since 2018. That's 6 years. I'm not good at math, but that's 6 years. Both squads have been announced. Beauden Barrett and TJ Perenara to combo for the All Blacks. Sam Cane to get 100 caps. That's massive. Jake Gordon comes in for the Wallabies, but we're going to be running through all that and a little bit of a preview. Before we do that, hit that subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. What do you think of the teams? What do you think? How do you think the game's going to go? Do you think the Wellington curse will live on, or can the All Blacks break that? What's up, guys? Welcome back to Kick On Rugby channel. I'm your host, Dane. Share it. As you can see, a little bit of a mix up here. I'm still sorting out what's happening behind me because obviously a shadow that we don't really want. So I'm going to maybe darken that up and put something nice there. But the little studio's coming together. Bear with me. If you got any, what do you think should be hanging behind me? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. What jerseys? I've got quite a bit of stuff, quite a bit of things that I want to do, but that'll come. That will come. Let's get into it. Like I said, both squads have been announced. All Blacks and Wallabies. So we run through the All Black squad first. So Ethan de Groot, Cody Taylor, and Tyrell Lomax up front. Then locks of Scott Barrett and Tupovai. Scott Barrett, obviously captain. Back row of Wallace Atiti, Sam Cane, and Artie Savia. Sam Cane playing his 100th test cap. Ugh, little tongue twister there. Massive achievement, huge achievement. How good. Then TJ Perenara and Beauden Barrett, 9 and 10. Anton Leonard-Brown and Rico Ioane in the centres, and then back three of Caleb Clark, Sevu Reece, and Will Jordan. On the bench, we've got Asofo Moa, Tamaidi Williams, Pasilio Tossi, Patrick Tuipolotu, Luke Jacobson, Cortez Ratima, Damien McKenzie, and David Harvey. Then jumping over quickly to the Wallabies squad. So we've got Angus Bell, Matty Fesley and Taniela Tupou, Nick Frost and Jeremy Williams, Rob Valentini, Fraser McWright, and Harry Wilson. Harry Wilson captain. Then Jake Gordon and Noah Lolosio at 9 and 10. Centres of Hunter Paisami, Len Ikitau, and back three of Dylan Peach, Andrew Killaway, and Tom Wright. Impact, Painga Amoso, Kalia, Alana Latoa, Lukan Salakai Lotu, Lungi Gleeson, Tate McDermott, Ben Donaldson, and Josh Fluke. Strong squads, man. Strong squads. Do like them. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of the squads. And do you like the changes? Let me know. What do you guys think? So where it's going to be won or lost, a little preview. Man, firstly, it's going to be a super exciting game again. Like we saw in the first test, All Blacks come out of the gate just bang, 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 bang. Can they keep that up, though? We've seen the stat. Everyone knows the stat. All Blacks can't score in those 20 minutes, or they haven't scored in the last 20 minutes of the game or in the Rugby Championship. They've been really struggling the back end of games. And I think this will be a nice test of Let's try and score there. Let's see what we know what we're doing wrong. Let's see if we can do better at that, or really hone in on those last 20 minutes and be like, okay, now it's that time. Yes, we've struggled. What can we do differently to not struggle? That's at the end of the day, that's rugby. You figure out what you're doing bad and you work on it and get better at it. So just looking at the All Black squad team that they've put together. So the forward pack is the same, all right? TJ and Beauden, I love that combo, man. Hurricanes of old, All Blacks of old, that combo together. And I love that TJ's getting his last home game for the All Blacks with that. I think it is his last home game. He's signed overseas, so I don't see him coming back at his age. But I do love that combination. It would be interesting to see who gets the kicking tee. I'm guessing Beauden Barrett will. He has kicked for the All Blacks before. His kicking probably not the best. What he does bring with ball in hand obviously makes up for that. But in saying that, you get given the tee, if it's going to be a close game again, you want to be knocking over your penalties or your conversions. So it's definitely a question mark. You can see with the Springboks as well, with Marnie Lebok, it's definitely a question mark. I don't care how good you are at carrying the ball. If you're given the kicking tee and it's your responsibility, you better be knocking over those kicks. Antonina Brown and Rico Ioane in the centres. It'll be interesting to see how they are used first phase. I think Geordie Barrett's really good first phase, getting over that vantage line. Could probably see someone like Caleb Clark coming in off his wing to help out, especially first phase, getting over that vantage line, or just being an option there. Whether they use him as a dummy runner or they use the centres as dummy runners to get Caleb Clark into the game, get him over that vantage line and just set that ball in motion to have the forwards coming around the corner and they can get into their attack shape. Will Jordan going off his form from last week, very excited to see how that goes, how he goes there. Just that free roaming style of play that he does so well, popping up when the opposition least expects it, and he just knows his awareness on where the ball is, where he can see chinks in the armor of the defense. He can maybe spot out a forward that's not supposed to be where he is, and he can beat them one-on-one. And then looking on the bench, I'd love to see like Almua, Williams, and Tossie get a lot more minutes. Hopefully they do. So get like De Groot, Taylor, and Lomax to kick it off, start, maybe play 40, maybe 45, and then get these guys on there. Toi Polotu as well to get some minutes, and Jacobson. And then interesting to see how they use the bench, like Havili can cover centre and fullback. Then Mackenzie obviously fly off and fullback, and we'll see how that goes. Jumping over to the Wallabies, also not many changes. Obviously, Jay Gordon has come in, and then Korobetti's dropped, and Dylan Peach has come in. Korobetti, a lot of silly mistakes last week. Knock-ons where anyone should be catching that ball, and especially for someone with his experience, you want to be catching those balls. Just silly mistakes like that. I love that Jake Gordon is back in. His awareness on where the ball's going to be, on line breaks, on just where there's gaps in the defense. He's kicking out of hand, like box kicking is really good as well. So it'll be interesting to see what game plan they go with. The Wallabies do, but it's almost the reverse in a way. It's Wallabies want to take what they did in the back end of last week and spread that out throughout the game. Then New Zealand All Blacks want to take what they did in the front end of the game and spread that throughout the game. And it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Both teams obviously played against each other a number of times, but these squads only played against each other last week. So it'll be interesting to see I don't think many changes will be made with regards to how they play the game. It's more going on the lines of execution. So all those plays that they wanted to do, let's execute it better. So All Blacks executed it really well in the first half, but then dropped off into the second half. So that's something that they'll really focus on, whether it's playing well in the first half, but stretching that out throughout the game. So really honing in, like I said, gets to the second half. That's up to the leaders, I feel like, to be like, hey, we're in this moment now, in this patch of the game where historically, throughout this year at least, we haven't been playing well. Let's really bring it in, bring it tight, chat to one another and focus in these last minutes. And then for the Wallabies, on the other hand, it's before the game even be like, hey, we can't let them get that lead on us again, because we've seen, yes, we can come back in the second half, but if we let them get that big of a lead, it's so hard to come back to. So let's really focus this first half, this first 40, 50, 60 minutes, focus on our defense, focus on when we do have the ball to keep that ball, and when we do kick, to number up in our line, in our defensive line, and apply pressure that way. I still think Wallabies' kicking game is, yes, it's good to a point, but the execution on it needs to be a little bit better. But then not just the kicking, the defensive lines. You don't want to give Will Jordan, Sevu Reece, Caleb Clark. You don't want to give these guys space. So yes, you are probably kicking a little bit more than your opposition, but make sure that defensive line is strong and together, connected, and then you're making your one-on-one tackles. Man, it's going to be a good game. I can't wait for it. The hoodoo of Wellington, will that live up to it? Can the All Blacks beat that? Can they kick that aside? Can they beat the Wallabies? I think they'll be too strong. I'm very excited to see how Bowden goes at 10. I'm gonna go All Blacks by 15. All Blacks by 15 in another free-flowing, high try scoring, just beautiful game. Hopefully the weather lives up to it in Wellington. But I think All Blacks will be too strong. Yeah, Wallabies to put up a good fight, but I think All Blacks will be too strong. Yeah. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Who's going to be your man of the match? Who's going to score a try or a double? Let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe while you're there. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.